Hello, and welcome back to Wonderland Asylum. We're back today with issue 84 of the Hachette Partworks release of Titanic, the ship, the legend. So, what's in today's magazine? Shopping aboard luxury liners. At the beginning of the 20th century was gathering momentum. Standards of luxury aboard the liners reached new heights. So yeah, they had some retail stores on board. Again, a poster for Red Star Line. That is the shop aboard the SS Lapland. An article on Louis Vuitton, craftsman and innovator. Again, some of his adverts. Obviously very famous these days. And there is a hat box for top hats. I do have a rather splendid top hat of my own, but it's now a piece of memorabilia rather than anything else. And that is us for the magazine. So, let's have a look at what's in today's box. Okay, so in today's box, we have some windows, whoop whoop, and some more of these connectors. Might even use all of them this time. We have another Z extension cable. You can see it's lettered on the side there. We have ye old bag of AP screws, just there. And we have another LED board, just like that. And then inside here, we have these bulkheads, basically. Now, they go along the inside of the deck. Now, there is something I do need to mention with them. Just check there's nothing else in any of the packaging. Nope, that's us. But I'll show you what I mean when I bring the promenade deck, the bridge deck over to fit these pieces. But the first thing I need to do is drill out some portholes. Again. So again, my tiny little drill bit back in after using the bigger one last time. And I've just stabbed myself with it, which was awesome. Oh, you can tell it's a Saturday, can't you? So now I'm going to be dripping blood all over the place. So yeah, trigger warning if you have a thing about blood. Just need to make sure I don't get any on my model. So you can tell it's a Saturday. You can also tell there's no football I'm interested in watching on. There we go. There we are. Okay, so I'll drill out the other two and I'll stop this bleeding. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so that wasn't a very positive start, was it? As you can see, I've drilled out the portholes there. Now, this is the bit I was talking about. These doors here should lead onto the first class entrance. And this door here should lead into the private promenade. Now, that's where we put the deck in for earlier. Now, there should be a wall here. Now, it's not only missing on this, it's missing on the trumpeter kit as well. So I don't know if I'm going to try and get my hands on a couple of extra bits of styrene and make that wall. We'll have a think. But yeah, I've drilled out all the portholes on both of these sides, and my finger seems to have stopped bleeding, at least for the moment. So the next thing we need is some glue. Not a great deal I wouldn't have thought, but enough to put the windows in. And again, I've got my little applicator here. So all we're doing is fitting these windows along here. There we go. So as always, I'll show you, all you do is rock the piece from side to side, just like that, and it'll come out. Now I'm being very careful because what I don't want to do is drop it and lose it on the floor, because even though my flooring is laminate, so there's no carpet monster in here, I don't fancy my chances of finding it. I have a lot of wires under my desk. Yeah, so I don't rate my chances of finding anything that I drop. So I would rather just avoid having to in the first place. I'll get the rest of these off. Go. See how easily they come off. I mean, I've worked with some photo etch previously where they don't come off. As I say, the Metal Earth kits, they don't come off particularly easily. It's a lot of messing around. But with the Hachette stuff, it was the same with the Bismarck. They come off fairly well, so I can't complain. Again, just touch a little bit of glue into the lip on the inside that you can see there. The way I do it normally is line up the flat bit at the bottom, then drop it in, and the arch should line up, just like that. I'll do the one next to it, just to show that wasn't a fluke. So again, a wee bead of glue around the outside. And then drop the window frame in. So again, I think it's kind of not a bone of contention as such, but there are some people who really don't like doing these wee windows, and there are other people like myself. I find it quite therapeutic because they fit well. And as I say, when I was young, the models that I was working on were made by Airfix and other such companies, and there was no guarantee the parts you were going to get were actually going to fit, or that you were actually going to get all the parts. I do remember buying a Hawker Hurricane kit. Now, I'm going to age myself here, from a shop called BT's. And when I got home and opened the kit up, there had been a moulding problem with the underside wings. One wing was way longer than the other. One wing wasn't as long as the kit needed. So, yeah, I wasn't overly impressed with that. But, yeah, so working with these, it's always a pleasure because the bits always fit. Or, by and large, the bits fit. I haven't found any that are absolutely disastrous. The decking aside, and I can put that down to it just being sitting and it being very, very warm in the room where I do my builds. Because as I say, I have reptiles in here as well, so the room is quite humid, as you can see there. I love the way these wee photo etch windows look. And the final one, which looks into, as I say, the first class entrance. Now, as I say, I might try and get a bit of styrene just to put a wall up for the sake of it. You're not really going to see it, and it's not like it's the front bulkhead where the glaring inaccuracy is going to be so obvious it's going to bug me every time I stare at it. But I'll have a think and see what I decide. But that's what that looks like. I'll go and do the other one off camera, and I'll be back in just a tick. Okay, so that's all the windows in and all the portholes drilled out. So the next thing we're doing is getting the connectors, and again they are keyholed, so they will only fit on one way, and we're fitting them on with the AP screws. There's 3 to go on each side. As I say, we are using all 3 of them on this occasion. If for no other reason, then it adds a little bit of rigidity to the deck. Again, none of the other ones so far have been as bad as the boat deck for flexing, but the more rigidity and stability you can add to your model, the better. Not, as I say, once it's finished, it's not going to be being moved around a whole lot, in fact at all, really. It will sit in its display case. I may occasionally use some of the electronical features to dazzle and delight my guests. But other than that, no, it won't get used. say that's those three on just there. And then in much the same vein, 3 on the other side. And these will hold these bulkheads down to the bridge deck. Say I have the next 4 issues here up to issue 88, I believe it is, and the next 4 issues are just hull, so it does expand the hull a lot, but it's not going to take a lot of time, hopefully, because again we've got those horrible Allen head screws. Ugh. But you would have thought they would have realised with the first few issues when people were going, no, get them to France, but no, they didn't. They've stuck with them all the way through. Yep, that's those brackets on. That one's not on straight. So hold on. That's better. Okie dokie. So now, what we need to do is bring the bridge deck over. Move my screws out the road. It is sitting right here. You can see, let's say these are going on here and here. So this one will go on like this. Yep, just like that. And this one goes on here in exactly the same vein. Again, they have little tabs which should be used to help you locate where it all clips in. It should all sit down nicely, but that's what the screws are there for, is to make sure they all sit down nicely. We'll put this one in first here. And again, my advice to you is provide downwards force as well as upwards force as well as downwards force, because if you're just trying to get the screws to pull the plastic down, you may run into problems, particularly if, as I say, because there is a wee bit of an opportunity that you could fit these a degree or 2 out, which is going to make it a slightly more difficult fit, and you may have to play around a little bit more. But as long as I say, you've got the upwards force to get everything in the right way, you should be laughing. And say, you're not going to see a great deal of these pieces because of just the way the ship is and the way the ship sits. There we go, that's that side in, and that's that side in. And now I shall spin around to screw these bits here in. See, one bit goes there. Down. And there we go. That is the 2 bulkheads in as well. Now, as I say, there should be a wall going from there to there and there to there, there to there, because that's the first class entrance, as you can see, going into the stairway, and that is the private promenade. But I say I may put something down there, I may not. I haven't entirely decided yet. We'll see how it looks as time goes on. And then the only other thing we have to do is turn her upside down. Again, you see the cutout there lines up with the cutout there. Push it under the clips, upwards force as well as downwards force. Hopefully these will clip in okay. Well, yeah, as I say, other than the ones on the boat deck, the rest of these clip in relatively easily. There we are. and just make sure it's butted right up against the joint. You don't want them moving about too much, but yeah, that is us once again, dear friends. So yeah, all good. So that's us all done for issue 84. What's coming in issue 85? Another piece of hull with the kind of cutaway section there. Now, I've seen some people talking online about it being a window. It's not a window as such. It is a piece of hull that you pull out and you can see the internal gubbins. So there's not going to be a constant hole in the side of your ship, unlike the real one. But yeah, so it's going to be a removable piece similar to they have on Bismarck. But yeah, that's us done. That there is what we did. Fitted those bulkheads. Again, that's how she's looking. I think she looks absolutely stunning. Again, you can kind of look in through the side and see, but you're not really seeing too much. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. So any feedback, comments, criticisms, any sympathy for my sore finger, please drop them below. Do leave us a like, and of course subscribe to see the rest of this and the future build that's coming too. So thank you for watching, and as always guys, peace out.